Welcome back to Lakers Latest. I hope you guys having a good week so far. We are officially in the midpoint of the week, which is a Wednesday. As always, and again, I'll die on this hill. This is the worst day of the week. Wednesday's the worse than Monday. Everyone knows what Monday is. It sucks. You know what you're getting yourself into in Monday, but Wednesday's that like middle point of the week where it's like you're not at the beginning of the week, you're not at the end of the week, you're just stuck in the middle. Yeah, it's just hell. Sucks. I can't stand Wednesdays. They're the absolute worst. I hate them. But yeah, hopefully everyone has had a good week. Excuse me. So far, we are officially almost a week away from Christmas. Tomorrow is the 18th. So a week from tomorrow is Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to all those who are celebrating. Tonight is the fourth night of Hanukkah. I'm one of those, so Shana Tova. Yeah, it's again happy holidays to all. Hanukkah, yeah, fourth day. So yeah, hopefully everyone's doing good. Lakers haven't played in a couple days. That's because the NBA Cup final was last night. The New York Knicks took down the San Antonio Spurs 124 to 113. It was a very good game. Wemby went like nuclear in the third. It was honestly insane. Like the dude just could not be stopped. He was hitting like threes and he was having some crazy dunks. I mean, the dude is just an alien. It was insane. But I will say, as great as he was and as dominant as he was, he's got to learn how to box out because Mitchell Robinson ate him for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He had 10 offensive rebounds. Wemby couldn't do anything to stop him. So yeah, congrats to the Knicks. First championship of some sort, I guess, in like 54 years. Obviously, I'm not really counting that as an NBA championship, but hey, it's something. But yeah, hopefully everyone has had a good week so far. As always, I'm coming to you from Studio City, California, where it is about 57 degrees and overcast, although the sun's starting to peek out, so we're getting there. Excuse me. But yeah, hopefully everyone has had a good week so far, and let's get it started. We'll start with, to me, the Lakers defense, which is just steadfast becoming a serious issue. I mean, this team wasn't necessarily expected to be like a big time team, but just looking at, and they played better last game. And I'll get that into a minute, but 114 before that, they gave up 132 to a Wemby-less Spurs team. 108 to the Sixers without Embiid, they're not that good. 126 to the Celtics, 120 to the Raptors, 125 to the Suns. It's just kind of becoming a concerning trend, and if they play defense like this, they have absolutely no shot of competing for a title. Obviously, it's still the regular season. We got plenty of time left to get it together. But that was one of my biggest concerns with this Lakers team was defense, and obviously Smart helps with that, but it needs to be like a collective team effort. It can't just be like, one guy doing everything. And I do think, and I brought this up in my last video, that a way to potentially mitigate that was to give Jared Vanderbilt minutes. JJ Redick heard that. I don't know if he heard me or if he just was thinking the same thing. And he did gave him 15 minutes last game. He had 7 points, 7.7 rebounds, 6 of them offensive, by the way. 6 offensive rebounds. That's huge. Like when you're getting that, that's what Vanderbilt is. He's a really good defensive player. He's an energy hustle guy, and that's exactly what he did yesterday. Not yesterday, a couple days ago when they put him back in the rotation. So I expect him to be in the rotation at least moving forward for a little bit with the hope that he can definitely help defensively. So that's one step to make it better, and that's one way to definitely help improve the defensive rotations and improve their defense is to bring in Vanderbilt. Obviously, you need Smart to be healthy, which he is. He's been playing. But yeah, it needs to be a collective effort. You can't have two guys doing everything. And as great defensively as Smart is, and Vanderbilt's very good too, it has to be a collective team effort. Like guys like Luka, who is not really a big effort guy. I mean, he gets steals, but effort and footwork defensively are stuff that he just doesn't really do. Ayton has shown effort this year. He's not a great defensive player. But yeah, I think the Lakers definitely might need to look into a defensive piece on the trade market. Nothing crazy, but if they're really going to compete in the upper rings of the West with the OKCs and the Houston and the Rockets and the Nuggets of the world, and again, I understand they're in third actually now the Nuggets have overtaken them. They got to be better defensively because in the playoffs you could be going against the Nuggets with Jokic and Murray or the Rockets with KD. And all the guys they got Sengun and stuff, and obviously the Thunder just have SGA and everyone. But yeah, overall, if they're gonna be better, I think that they're gonna need to be better defensively. And this is a stepping stone there. 114 points to Suns. It's a good start. Vanderbilt obviously should help. But yeah, if they're going to compete in the upper rings of the West, they definitely got to be better. I want to talk about Austin Reeves for a second now. He's obviously been phenomenal this season. But the last two games, he's probably struggled more in back-to-back games this season. Definitely the most he struggled in the back-to-back games this season. Probably the most he struggled in the back-to-back games in a couple seasons, just because he did not play well. The past two games, he's 6 of 16, 3 of 16. And these are games where he's kind of still acclimating to playing with LeBron. Like, I would have said, oh, he's the third piece. But, like, I don't know if he's the third piece or if LeBron's the third piece at this point. But I think those two struggles for him are, obviously he's not going to be perfect every game. He's not going to shoot great every game. But I think there's definitely a part of it where he's trying to find his role in that Luka LeBron offense. And we know how unbelievable he's been this year. He's been phenomenal. But this is now the point where, okay, LeBron's healthy. He's going to be playing these minutes. Like, where do you fit off ball? Where do you fit with the ball in your hands? And he's done great things. He's been unbelievable this year, but I do think there's just going to need to be a continued adjustment from him. And everyone, to be fair, Luka and LeBron too. Just a little more so Reeves because, we know what the other two guys are capable of. Reeves is really breaking out this year. Phenomenal player, but he's going to have to, find his niche in that offense. Now that those two guys have returned, that is. Well, LeBron has returned. Luke is fully healthy. But yeah, honestly, I'm not like overly concerned, I would say, about Austin Reeves. I still think he's a phenomenal player. I still think he's having a great year. I'm not going to, get worried because of two poor shooting games. To me, it's more an overall thing. Like, how is he going to continue to fit next to LeBron and Luka? And, are we going to see more of these games, or is he going to go back to what he was early in the season? And I think it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle. I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he was early in the season because there's just not as much ball to go around. But I'm also not overly concerned about these back-to-back struggles of a game because, he's been phenomenal. He's gotten better every season. He continues to adjust to people guarding him certain ways. And, yeah, he's just, look, couple bad games, not going to dissuade me from Austin Reeves. He's a great player. I still have all the confidence in the world in him. So, definitely struggled the past few games, and obviously he missed the last game, but hopefully that'll be a good reset for him. I want to talk about Dalton Connect. So he's pretty much out of the rotation right now, and I thought that he had some pretty promising earlier games. Like right now, he's averaging 6.4 points, 47% from the field, 36% from three. But yeah, he hasn't played over 15 minutes in a game since December 5th against the Celtics, where he didn't play well. So he's out of the rotation right now. And the question is, like, what do you do with him? You probably look at the Lakers. He's probably their best young asset, and obviously Reeves is their best young asset. But I'm talking about young assets that are tradable. But you're stuck in this thing because he's not a great defensive player. But you need to showcase him if you're going to trade him. Because to me, he's an easy change of scenery type guy. Like if he goes elsewhere, I think he's gonna definitely play better. I think he's definitely gonna find his groove. But I don't know if maybe he's still in his head from last year with the whole trade/non-trade thing, but it's just right now he has no place on this team. He's not in the rotation. He's not going to bring anything defensively. Obviously, he can bring shooting, and I do think he'll be back in the rotation at some point unless they trade him. But yeah, it's definitely concerning. We know what this is capable of. We've seen him do some good stuff, but it's just concerning the fact that he's already out of the rotation in December, which is when he really, really played his best basketball last year. So now we'll see. The trade deadline is about 2 months away. And I would be shocked if he was not traded at this point. It just makes sense for him to have a new place, new change of scenery. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with him there. But it's just definitely some concerning things going on with Connect, especially with him not playing. So we'll have to see how JJ handles him. All right, last thing I want to talk about potential trade candidate on the Mavericks, another trade with the Mavericks. Najee Marshall. So Marshall's a solid player. Nothing spectacular, but he would just be a really good role player type guy. He's having a very good season this year. Last year he had his best season where he had 13 points, shooting 50% from the field. Not a great 3-point shooter, 27% from three. This year he is 52% from the field, 31% from three. So he'll hit threes, but it's not totally his game. 1.1 steals, 2.5 assists. Just a really good complementary player. Can play defense, can shoot, can distribute a little bit. I think when we're looking outside of obviously the top tier guys like Wiggins or Trey Murphy, guys that would really change this team, if you're just looking for really solid role player bench pieces that could really help them, I think Marshall's a good fit. Obviously, the Lakers and Mavericks have traded before, just 11 months ago. It was a very small trade. I don't know if any of you saw it. But yeah, no, the groundwork is there for them to trade. I think he would be a really good fit. I think as December, once we get more into January, we're going to start seeing a lot more rumors on potential trades. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But until then, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.